Hi everybody, thanks for pressing play on the video today. It's Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.com. Today's project is huge. It doesn't really fit on the screen. It is this wonderful box file, magazine file, whatever you will call it, that I've created with these little divider pieces using a brand new punch. And it was a need that made me design it. You probably noticed that the DSP packs from Stampin' Up in the new catalogue don't come bound. They used to come with sort of a, oh, don't knock your camera over. They used to come with like a gummy tape along the top. But they don't anymore, which means that it's really nice because you don't have to worry about tearing them as you pull them off. But I was struggling with how to store them. I was kind of keeping them in their plastic bags and they were getting a bit, you know, going in and out of plastic bags wasn't great. So this is what I came up with. It's a good size magazine file. It's just over 6 1/4 inches by 2 inches deep. So you can get, I've got 4 packs in here and there's probably room for another one, if not another 2. And these are made with a brand new punch. And very importantly, this is Tranquil Tulips, which a lot of you have been asking me how you get your hands on this stamp set. I've decided I'm going to give it to everybody for free. If you shop with me in July and early August as a thank you gift, along with something else, I will send out for you this stamp set absolutely free. I do tend to prefer to keep my my thank you gifts a surprise, but because so many people have been asking about Tranquil Tulips, I'm going to let you know this month, just so that some people don't miss out. If it's one that you are really after, all you need to do is pop in an order at craftycarolinecreates.com and you will get it absolutely free. There is no strings attached other than placing an order through me before the end of the month. Right, should we get on and I will show you how I made it? It's huge, isn't it? It's huge. Okay, let's go. So we're going to start with some scoring. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard and I have 2 pieces of real red cardstock. These both measure 8 3/4 by 8 1/4 inches. And we're going to start by scoring them both identically. So with the 8 1/4 inch side at the top, we're going to score it at 2 inches. All of the measurements will be on craftycarolinecreates.com. And we're going to turn it 90 degrees and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch and at 2 1/2 inches. Okay, bring in the second one and we're going to do exactly the same. So 8 1/4 at the top to begin with, and we're going to score it at 2 inches. Then we're going to turn it, so it's 8 3/4, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and at 2 1/2 inches. Okay, simple. Now, before we put the scoreboard away, we need to do a little bit more scaring. So we're going to start with, you see we've made a small square in one corner. Start with that square at the top of your scoring board. We're going to go along to 5 1/2 inches, and then we're going to score down. I'm just checking I'm doing this right. Nope, we're not. Turn it this way. Are we doing it right? Yep, sorry. Turn it this way, so you have your, you've got your 1/2 inch score at the top and you've got your 2 inch going down this way, and we're going to score along to 5 1/2 inches, and we're going to score down past 1 score line and 2 score lines. So let me just show you that. So we had it on the scoreboard, so we had a 2 inch score line here, we had a 1 inch score line and a 2 inch, and then we had our little square up in this top corner. And then we went along to 5 1/2 inches and we scored all the way down. Okay, you got that? Bring back in your second piece. Okay, and this time you want to put it on your scoreboard, so you have your 2 inch score line here and your 2 inch and your 2 1/2 inch and your 1/2 inch score line at the bottom, so that this time the square is down here. This is the squares we've made. And again, we're going to go along to 5 1/2 inches, but rather than do any score lines, we're just going to make a little notch. See there? Just made a little mark. Okay. Now, we need to do a little bit of drawing. I'm drawing some lines. So, what we are going to do is where we have done our little notch here, we're going to draw a line from there to where this score line intersects. Oh, if it would focus, I could show you there, where that score line intersects there from here, okay? I'd recommend you use a ruler and a pencil. I don't have a ruler or a pencil, so I'm going to use a piece of cardstock and a pen. And I'm just going to draw a line connecting those two there. Can you see that? Now I'm going to bring in our other piece, and in this case we are going to draw a line that goes from the bottom of this score line here to the very corner of our cardstock here. Okay. Something like that. Okay. Now we're going to cut along those score lines, those pencil lines or pen lines or whatever you've done. This is just for my office. It doesn't matter so much if you see a little bit of pen, but if you do it in pencil, you can of course rub it off and it will look perfect. So just going to cut along that score line there. Okay. And then I'm going to cut along that score line that we made. This was the sort of half score line, and take off that triangular section. Okay, and then on this piece we're once again going to cut along that score line. Okay, it looks a lot more complicated than it is, but really if you follow the video it is really simple. Okay, then we are just going to fold and burnish the score lines that we have left. Okay, on both pieces. Okay, then on both pieces we're going to do exactly the same. So where we've got this 2-inch score line, we're just going to cut up these two lines here. One and two. Okay, we're going to cut off this little flap here, and there we go. I'm just going to make that into a little notch. That is one shape that we've got here. And do exactly the same on this piece. So we are going to cut up here, cut that off, there we go. Cut up here, there we go. Notch off there, and that is our second piece. So let me just show you those two pieces, what they look like. I know some people like to pause momentarily. Make sure yours look the same. Okay, now we just need to stick these together, and hopefully you can see how this is going to come together. Just going to fold these the other way so that we can build it up. Okay, so these are going to join together pretty much like that. So you can see how our box foil is going to come together, hopefully. And they're a bit unwieldy. We're going to just put some fuse down this flap to begin with. Okay. And then this is basically going to stick. So we've got this flap, and that is going to stick from this point to the pointy bit. And you just want to get as lined up as close to the edge as you can. Something like that. There we go. Alright. And you're going to have a little piece here, so we'll just trim that off. Okay. And then on this side, we are going to tape down there, fold it over, and now you can just press this down and it will line up. There we go, press that down. You can see how our box file pops up. So all that's left to do is to fold in our bottom pieces and glue that together, and voila, there is our box file. A magazine file, or DSP file in this case, isn't it? Right. There we go. Okay, so what we need to do is decorate this up. Okay, and I'm going to decorate it using some images I've already stamped. Here they are, using Tranquil Tulips. Now Tranquil Tulips is a hostess set, but I know a lot of you are really desperate to get your hands on it. So I have decided that rather than make everybody spend £150, which would be nice, but I know not everybody's able to do that. If you shop with me in July, I will send you this as a thank you gift along with something else, which will be a surprise in the beginning of August. All you need to do is shop with me, shop Stamping Up with me, craftycarolinecreates.com. And use a direct link to my shop, or there is one underneath, and you will get this stamp set that allows you to make these beautiful tulip images absolutely free as a thank you. So we're just going to use these to decorate up our box. So these are just going to go on like this. And then this one on, oh, bit of a tombow accident. This one on there, just like that. Let's move that up a little bit. There we go. Another one on this side. And then a long one to go on the back. That looks lovely, doesn't it? I really like that. There we go, and now we are ready to make a few little dividers for our paper. So what I have is a square. This measures 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 of garden green, which is the same colour that flowers are stamped in. That's really lovely. I really like those tulips. I can see why everybody was desperate to get their hands on it. And I have a brand new punch. This is brand new, and I have a piece of scrap real red, which I just created very handily. I'm just going to show you how this works. So we're going to punch that out, and it gives you this funny shape, which is kind of like two kissing fish. I'm just going to fold it over, and you can then attach it, and it makes a nice little tab. So I'm just going to put some glue on both sides of the tab and in the middle and here. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this, is one that I made earlier, you can see. I'm just going to put them together so that I get my tabs at the same height. I just like everything to be quite neat, don't I? There we go. And this one I've already prepped, and you can see I've taken a piece of the Petal Garden DSP and put that on the tab so that I know which one it is. I've also done one for the wood grain DSP stack. And here I have a bit of scrap of the Colourful Seasons DSP, 3 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to punch a bit of that out. I've tried to pick a pattern that is really characteristic of the paper, so that when I glance at it, I know which one is which. And that is just going to go on there like that. I think it's probably more important when I'm putting it back in, actually. So if I pull out a few sheets and I want to put a few back in, this will make sure that I put them in the right slot. Don't get them all mixed up. So let's put that in there like that. Looks good, doesn't it? And then here is my Petal Garden DSP, which, as I said, has just been living in its plastic sleeve, and it's starting to get a little bit dog-eared. So hopefully I'm not going to be pushing it in and out of the plastic again. So you can pop those in behind. Oh, that's the wrong divider, isn't it? There's my Petal Garden divider. Then it falls over at this point because it needs a bit more in to keep it steady. Pop in my Colourful Seasons divider, and here's my Colourful Seasons DSP. Pop that in behind there. And finally my wood grain goes in there, and wood grain DSP. It is called wood grain. Wood textures DSP goes in there behind. And I've also got, because I love this so much, I have a spare pack of Petal Garden, so I can put that in as well. And there we go. I think that is really lovely. I love the decoration. I love these tulips, and it's just really useful and really practical. yeah, my favourite type of crafting. Thanks for watching. Of course, remember, if you want to buy anything, you can do that over at craftycarolinecreates.com. Shop with me this month, you will get this absolutely free. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.